Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather. Wanted to bring you a quick forecast update on what to expect for Halloween. I know, of course, that's the big thing coming up this weekend. All the kids trick or treating. Right now, it looks a little wet and cool. We're going to discuss that here in a second. Of course, it's been wet this week. Let's just start off with this. We've had some fairly impressive rain totals here around the area, and just you can kind of see how it's really just centered on the southern half of the state with those impressive rain totals. And if you remember a couple of videos back, I said that I was expecting some 3 and 4 inch totals around the area, and we certainly did see that around the area. Of course, this will be a big help to us because the latest drought monitor, of course, continues to increase that drought. Now, this latest drought monitor came out today, but that data is actually analyzed from Tuesday. That's before we ended up with most of the rains. And of course, well, we've got some decent sized little drought going on here over much of the southern and central part of the state, but definitely I would say from the southern half of the state, you're going to see this by the time this is next week is released. You're going to see this significantly different down here with all that rain we've had, and of course that is certainly a good thing. Now, what can we expect for this coming weekend, because we do have some precipitation on the way? Just let me say this, right now it's not looking like anything significant. It just looks like some annoying showers around. Here's the accumulated precipitation potential for the rain that we're going to get on Saturday, and what you can see is, well, just not that much, maybe a couple of tenths of an inch around here. Sometimes this gets underestimated, so even if we get some half-inch totals, that's not that impressive compared to the 3 and 4 inch totals that we saw around the area. So not a significant system here by any means, but something that we'll keep an eye on. I think the bigger thing is it's going to be more annoying than anything. Let me just show you that on future radar, and you can get an idea of that. Here we go into motion through tonight. Clear skies pretty well tonight. It'll be a cold night. Temperatures fall back down into the upper 30s across the area. Winds are going to be still whipping a little bit between 5 and 10 miles per hour. So maybe some frost patches out there, some of the low-lying places, but I think most of us are probably going to have a hard time seeing a pretty big frost. Sunshine again for Friday, but we start to increase the clouds late in the day, and by the time you get to the evening, you watch that rain shield move in from the west. Here we are at midnight on Friday night into Saturday morning, and you can see the light rain moving in. And you notice as it moves in, here we come by 8 a.m. on Eastern time on Saturday morning, and of course we've got rain shield moved over us. So it looks like a very wet start to the day, and it really doesn't stop there. You can just see we get maybe some breaks in the afternoon hours a little bit before more starts to move in, and by the time we come to about 5 o'clock, the high-res NAM says the evening stays pretty wet after that. So right now, it looks like we've got a pretty decent chance of rain. Now, it looks like, again, it doesn't look like this is going to be a heavy rain. It looks more like an annoying rain right now than anything. And, of course, that's going to hold the temperatures down for us as well. You can expect a pretty cool day on your Saturday. Let's just talk about this. By the time 2 in the afternoon comes here, high temperatures maybe running a pretty good spread around the area, anywhere from the lower 50s into the northern portions of southern Indiana, down to the lower 60s as you get closer towards the Ohio River. Not much change in temperatures either by the time you get to about 5 p.m. You can see pretty much the same. 8 p.m. that night, we've all dropped back at least into the upper 50s. So again, not a whole lot of change. Overnight lows not going to be that significantly far off either. It's going to stay more of a mostly cloudy day with those showers moving in. So you can expect pretty much temperatures in the 50s with at least drizzle around the area most likely, and a lot of showers expected really. So bottom line there, bundle up your trick-or-treaters and make sure you grab your umbrella with you. I don't think it's going to be a rain out for Halloween events, but certainly your kids could stand a chance there of getting wet, so keep that in mind as you dress them appropriately. Now, again, what are we expecting after this? Just to give you an idea what the GFS says. Let's go more into the longer term. Here's the setup. High pressure large and in charge today and tomorrow, but that retreats off. There's the rain moving in for this weekend, and you can see that moves out of the picture there, and then we get a couple of nice days coming up after that before we get some more rain starting to move in next week. And a couple of systems moving in that could bring us a little bit more significant chances of rain, something that we will certainly keep an eye on. Now, this will bring a warm up with it. Looking at temperatures, you can see, yeah, it's going to be cold over the next couple of days here, but we'll start to warm up again into even the mid 70s there, according to the modeling now, for a few days in a row here, but it'll be a short-lived warm up. powerful cold front moves through the 6th, and we go back down into the upper 50s for highs. Average high temperature this time of the year, by the way, around 62, 63 degrees. By the time we get into mid-November, of course, it's fallen into the mid-50s, so we fall off our temperatures pretty rapidly this time of the year. So right now it's looking like an above normal pattern for most part, and it looks like that's the way November is going to turn out, much like we saw here in October and September. Just a very warm fall going on. Of course, that's different, by the way, than what my fall forecast was. I'll fully admit the analogs I used did not nail this fall forecast well. They nailed September well. They did not handle October and what's looking like to shape up in November well. But by the way, just in case you're wondering how this might affect the winter forecast that I've already issued, looking back on through these El Nino years where we did have very warm Novembers, the overall winters got pretty cold come January and February in the three that we have examples of, 57, 68, and there's another one off the top of my head, I think 2009. Bottom line is, warm Novembers and Decembers tend to lead to sort of a pattern switch during El Nino years. So that's something to keep in mind. By the way, if you're looking for my winter forecast, has been issued. You can go to southernindianaweather.com. You can click over the winter tab, click on 2015-16 final winter forecast, and you'll get it. Forecast as far as the next 10 days, though, shapes up like this. Sunny and cool tomorrow with a high around 58. Showers move in for Saturday. Again, bundle those trick-or-treaters up. Warming trend begins after that, maybe with some smaller chances for rain on Sunday and Monday. Not looking overly impressive at this point, but we go back into the 70s for a few days. Enjoy this sort of Indian summer that we're going to have. Rain starts to move in after that, and again, we'll go back down into the 50s more in the longer term from the way things look, at least right now. All right, folks, that's it for this update. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.